Here's an exponential equation that might look scary at first glance. 2 to the x squared plus 1 plus 2 to the x squared minus 1 equals 40. But here's the thing about problems like this. They often have a hidden structure that makes them way simpler than they appear. The key insight here is to use the laws of exponents to pull apart these terms. When you see expressions like this, your first instinct should be to look for common factors. So here's what we're working with. 2 to the x squared plus 1 plus 2 to the x squared minus 1 equals 40. Now remember those exponent rules from algebra? When you have a to the m plus n, that's the same as a to the m times a to the n. We're going to use that fact to split these terms apart. Watch what happens when we apply this to both terms. Beautiful! Now we've separated the variable part, 2 to the x squared, from the constant parts. We have 2 to the x squared times 2 to the 1 plus 2 to the x squared times 2 to the negative 1. Before we go any further, let's clean up these simple exponential terms. 2 to the first is just 2, and 2 to the negative 1 is 1/2. Nothing fancy there. Now, here's where things get interesting. Look at what we have. Can you see the pattern emerging? This is screaming for a substitution. See how 2 to the x squared shows up in both terms? That's our common factor right there. Whenever you see the same expression repeated like this, that's your cue to make a substitution. Let's call this whole thing y and see where it takes us. So let y equal 2 to the x squared. This simple substitution is going to transform our problem completely. And just like that, our scary exponential equation becomes this clean, linear equation in y. Magic, right? Now we just need to solve this much simpler equation. This is basic algebra at this point. So we have 2y plus 1/2 y equals 40. Let's factor out the y from both terms on the left side. So we get y times the quantity 2 plus 1/2. And 2 plus 1/2 is what? 5/2. So now we have y times 5/2 equals 40. To get y by itself, we multiply both sides by the reciprocal of 5/2, which is 2/5. That gives us y equals 40 times 2/5. Let's compute this. 40 times 2/5. Well, 40 divided by 5 is 8, times 2 gives us 16. So y equals 16. Great! But remember, we're not done yet. We need to find x, not y. Time to work backwards from our substitution. We know that y equals 16, and we also know that y equals 2 to the x squared. So we can set these equal to each other and solve for x. So 16 equals 2 to the x squared. Now, to solve this, we need both sides to have the same base. What power of 2 gives us 16? Let's see. 2 to the 4th is 16. Perfect. So we have 2 to the 4th equals 2 to the x squared. When we have the same base on both sides, the exponents have to be equal. So 4 equals x squared. And there we have it. X squared equals 4. Now, don't forget, when we take the square root, we get both positive and negative solutions. So x equals plus or minus the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. So x equals positive 2 or negative 2. Those are our solutions. But you know me. I never trust an answer until I've checked it. Let's plug our solutions back into the original equation. Let's try x equals 2 first. Plugging in x equals 2 into our original equation. 2 squared is 4. So we get 2 to the 5th plus 2 to the 3rd. 2 to the 5th is 32, and 2 to the 3rd is 8. 32 plus 8 gives us 40. Perfect! And since x is always squared in our original equation, -2 would work exactly the same way. Both solutions check out. Now, I always like to see what's happening visually. Let's graph this to confirm our algebraic result. If we plot the left side of our equation as one function and the constant 40 as another, we should see them intersect at our solutions. The x-coordinates where these curves meet are exactly our solutions. And there they are, 2 intersection points, just as we predicted. The intersections happen at x equals 2 and x equals -2, confirming everything we found algebraically. Math is beautiful when it all lines up like this. So there you have it. What looked like a complicated exponential equation turned out to have a really elegant solution once we recognized the hidden structure. The key insight was spotting that substitution opportunity. If you enjoyed this problem and want to see more like it, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.